Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, wait for few to jump up in here, man. I just seen this, and for those of you that's gonna be like, man, why do you have to talk about this? This isn't news. This isn't. Come on, man. If any of these three dudes, especially the top elite heavyweights, come out and say things like this, of course, the whole boxing world gonna have an opinion, man. You know what I mean? As fans, we're all entitled to our opinion. You know what I mean? And the Greer was good. The Architect one, what's up? Yeah, man. So I just saw my man BWTM Sports. Salute to him. Listen to a little bit of his video, man. Pretty much on one accord with everything he was saying. So I advise you guys to go check out my man BWTM Sports video about it. Because he hit on a lot of points that I'm gonna bring up. All right. So salute to my man BWTM Sports. Go check out his video about this and subscribe to his channel, man. One of the best uploaders out of the UK, in my opinion. Um, Ron Burgundy, what's up? My man D Style Boxing. Speaking of going to subscribe, go subscribe to my man D Style Boxing, man. Little 95, what's good, bro? Ills 92 says he says I think if he was serious, it would have looked weak on both of them. All right, now look, every day when I talk about just things that Joshua talks about, I know a lot of fans they don't like that. You're being biased. What happened to your objectivity that you used to have years ago, Mister Boxing? Whoop de whoop, blah blah blah, and it always comes down to just it's nothing about him as a fighter. It's just things that he says that make me scratch my head. This is a prime. If I this is the perfect example of what I be talking about, man. This right here, nothing to do with in the ring. It's just this type of shit. Now, this is on the Daily Mail, right? dailymail.co.uk. All right. Joshua did an interview. He says, I look back at some of the shit I say and I think, why did I say that? Anthony Joshua admits he regrets publicly offering to spar Tyson Fury. All right. Now, maybe it was maybe it was somebody in his team that was like, bro, what the fuck? Why did you go in there and say that? Or maybe it was him coming to epiphany like, man, that was some dumb. Now he just said he looks back at things that he say. And this is what I be saying, like, why the fuck did he say that? He's on one accord with me. So for everybody that disagrees with me, even he said that he thinks back to some of the stuff he says, like, why the fuck did I say that? I know what you're gonna say, but Mr. Boxing, all of us as human beings look back at things. Well, I know that, but I'm just saying specifically with him when it comes to things he says as far as does he want to fight this guy or the future? He just says some off the wall stuff sometimes, man, where it really makes you scratch your head. Like, man, does he know what? Like, why did he say that? You know what I mean? So this is just another layer of Anthony Joshua doing stuff like this, man. So I'll leave a link to the article in the description, man. I mean, this is like drinking water to me. This is stuff that he says, stuff that he does. You know what I mean? So this is pretty normal. You know what I mean? And BWTTM brought up a funny point, but what is he going to do now? Like try to offer like go spar Wilder now? You know what I mean? Is he going to go spar if Chisora gets to fight against Usyk, go spar Chisora? Or I mean, go spar Usyk. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, man. Just don't say anything like that, bro. Just say, hey, I'm the unified champion. I got 3 of the 4 belts. I'm looking for that last belt. Wilder has it. Him and Fury are fighting. The winner, come see me. I want to hear that type shit. You know what I mean? Um, Let me just touch on this real quick too. Lucas Brown, I brought him up yesterday. I was saying that Junior Fa and Himi Hio need to target him as an opponent. My man, Big Boys Boxing, who is from New Zealand, he follows the heavyweight scene as well closely. He was telling me that those guys don't want it with Lucas Brown. They want money. They want a lot of money or whatever. But then I seen that Dempsey McKean, who is a southpaw prospect out there, uh, in Australia, they you know what I mean, him and Lucas Brown may going back and forth. I think it'd be a good fight, man. Lucas Brown needs to be trying to, I think, fighting those type of guys, giving them opportunities, and it's opportunity for himself too to beat some of those guys. Cause shit, even the fight against Kamil Sokolowski, man, I thought he lost that fight. You know what I mean? Just my opinion on that. There was something else. Oh, Lennox Lewis. I seen that Lennox Lewis talked about his top three heavyweights. That was on World Boxing News. All these things that I found, that I seen today. Uh, World Boxing News article. Lennox Lewis gave his top three. He goes Wilder, Fury, and Anthony Joshua in that order. Okay, so I agree. That's my top three as well. And then his opinion about what Wilder needs to bring to the table in the rematch, he thinks is a little bit more boxing, and then he thinks Fury needs to add, being that Wilder was the bigger puncher in the first fight, he thinks he needs to add some boxing to his repertoire. And he thinks that Tyson Fury, who was the better boxer in his opinion in the first fight, needs to add a little bit more punching power. Okay, so Lennox with his diplomatic responses, man. But um, I think Tyson Fury, man, he's trying to train under some crunk gym tutelage, man. And anybody that was with Emmanuel Stewart or that learned under him or is coming from that tree, they want you guys to be aggressive, especially big guys. They want you to use the jab, find a home for that right hand. If you're, whether if you're southpaw or orthodox, but your strong hand. So use the jab, try to find a home for that right hand. In Fury's case, step two Wilder and not too much moving around. I think he'll try to bend at the waist to make him miss. I think he'll just keep his try to be more aggressive is what I'm thinking. I don't see why he would switch trainers just to try to fight in the same game plan. Now, but Mr. Boxing, you said he is who he is. Yeah, I really do. But I also think that what Mike Tyson said years ago, you have a plan until you get punched in the face. So until he gets punched in the face in the ring, and or something, but or clips him, I think he'll probably revert back to what he does, and I think he'll try to maul and try to fight Deontay. And if he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out. I really think that Tyson Fury has fight in him. I think he'll fight his. I think he'll try to fight his way out of danger. Um, so initially, I want to see what the game plan is in the first couple rounds as it concerns Tyson Fury and his, what type of style will he go in there and try to fight Wilder with. Let me go ahead and see a super chat up in here. The expert genius, he says, "What's good, bro?" Oh man, just just want to chop it up real quick about Anthony Joshua, man. The dude just says funny stuff sometimes, man. So now he's coming out that he regrets saying it. And maybe it was a backlash from the fans. Because these dudes, they read their Instagram, they see what's going on YouTube, they know what's going on, man. Or people around them are telling them what's going on. And I think now there was some fans out there saying, "Hey, what does it matter? Who cares?" People were even asking me, "Well, why do you care?" Well, why do you not care? This dude said he wants to team up in preparation to defeat the other guy, and they're the top three heavyweights. That doesn't sound strange to you? Well, what about? And then here comes with the what abouts. And then some of the what abouts examples people are using aren't even the same. You can't tell me about like a retired fighter who teaming up with a foe that used to be his foe 3 or 4 years ago. He's training, or he's training with, or training the guy that he used to fight a new crop of a new crop of fighters. No, man, this is unique. Like this isn't well, they sparred before, yeah, but they sparred on the come up when they were like contenders, and Joshua wasn't even a contender yet. It's one thing to spar on the come up. I mean, shit, Larry Holmes sparred Ernie Shavers. Larry Holmes, when he started his career out in Pennsylvania, the first place he went out of state was he went to New York. Don King had him come to New York, and he fought Ernie Shavers. This one, they were both nobodies. So yeah, you're gonna spar and have amateur fights and train with each other when you're, you know, quote, nobodies, when you're, not known yet, or even when you are like when you're upcoming prospects or something, but not when you're the top three. Come on, man. There's a drastic difference, and you guys know that, man. So stop the shenanigans. Like, what's the big ideal? Like, stop, man. Stop it, y'all. Stop it. You know what I mean? Um, but I'm glad that Anthony Joshua came to his senses, though, man. He don't need to be saying shit like that, bro. You know what I mean? Then there was something else, interview that came out with Frank Warren, and this is and BWTM brought this up as well. So shouts out to him, man, because he made some very good points, man. But now when Fury said that he heard, or when Fury said that he was accepting the offer from AJ to be in his camp. And I broke that down how both of these guys could be playing mind games with each other. I understand that, all right? I'm not naive enough to not think that both of these guys could be playing some type of game. I broke that down in the video yesterday, so I'm not going to rehash that. But what I will say is this: Fury told AJ that, yeah, man, you spar me, and then, after I beat Wilder, I'll fight you next. But then Frank Warren comes out and said that win, lose, or draw in February, Wilder and Fury is going to be fighting in the summer. This according to Frank Warren. So I'm not sure. Man, I'm not sure what the hell is going on with these dudes, man. I'd like to hear from Wilder and his team first. Is that the type of contract that both of these guys signed? Because if Wilder goes in there and blows him out, um, in a round or two, I mean, who would really want to see a immediate rematch in the summer? Or if Fury went in there and blew Wilder out in a round or two, or it was just one of them fights where it's like, damn, Wilder, you probably need to take some time off, bro. Like, who wants to see that rematch in the summer? I don't. You look. I know trilogies are a part of the sport. They're a part of the heavyweight division. Johansson and Patterson and Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Um, and but at the same time, though, man, it doesn't necessarily have to be just immediate, especially if there's a uh, definitive winner in the upcoming fight in February. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. That was pretty interesting that Frank Warren said that. But that's pretty much it, man. It's not really, I don't really have to go. I'm gonna read what you guys have to say about it, man. But this just proved my point when I say that this dude says some off the wall stuff sometime, and people say you're hating. Then the dude comes out not even a full 24 hours later, and he says himself, I quote, "I look back at some of the shit I say, and I think, why did I say that?" You dig what I'm saying? So he had a "why did I say that" moment, pertaining to wanting to spar. Uh, and look, it's not even the fact that he wanted to spar him. He wanted to spar him in preparation to, or he said to defeat Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? Like, that's, come on, man. That's like you're trying to team up, bro. And who's to say that shit's even going to work? You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Regardless of what he says, I still want to see him fight Deontay Wilder. I still want to see him fight Tyson Fury. Not spar Tyson Fury, but fight Tyson Fury. I still want to see those. And then I seen that he said that he was talking about guys he want to get back in the ring with. He said Andy Ruiz. And I know people getting on him for that. I don't want to see an immediate Ruiz third fight. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is this. I think Anthony Joshua, even though he won the second fight, obviously he outboxed, or used lateral movement, was able to outbox him using the outboxer style jab. He kind of did the I love Vladimir Klitschko thing, right? But I still think there's a part of him that's kind of like, nah, man. Yeah, I got my revenge, but there's probably still a sour taste in his mouth from June 1st. Because to me, if you look at both performances, I would say Ruiz was, well, it was a huge upset, but to me that one sticks out more than the Anthony Joshua win. Just the way it went down and the style and manner he was defeated, that one sticks out to me a little bit more. Mr. Boxing, you're hating. Well, bro, if somebody gets knocked down 4 times, stopped, looks as if that they quit the fight, and it was a huge upset, to me that shines brighter than really not trying to engage, using lateral movement, pop shotting, using jabs and holding. But that's beautiful boxing, Mr. Box. Oh, okay, that's your opinion. And in my opinion, is getting knocked down 4 times and just being destroyed in the ring. That's going to stick out a little bit more. However, he got his revenge. He has his titles back. He's a 2-time unified heavyweight champion. But I think in his mind, for him to say he wants a third fight, to me, when I listen to him say that, I think that there's still something in the back of his head like, nah, that shit ain't good enough. And I would think Josh will probably be more aggressive in the third fight. I could be wrong. He probably revert to what he did in the second fight because it worked for him, right? Um, and again, maybe Josh was listening to like the backlash. You know what I mean? So let me see what y'all talking about, man. I think I see my man Blood up in here. Let me start from the top though. Illis92 says salute. Shout out to Mr. Boxing and the whole chat. Mike Wilkins, what's up? Volcano, what's good, bro? IA56ML says, has Wilder brought in Wallen to his camp? I'm not sure if he brought in Otto Wallen. Speaking of Joshua, I know Joshua has sparred out of Wallen numerous times. He used Wallen for preparation for the Charles Martin fight. I do know that. I'm not sure, bro. But what I do think I talked about Wallen yesterday, and he'll be making a return in February. And I said that Otto Wallen is somebody that should try to get on the Fury Wilder undercard. And two other fights that I brought up that I really think should be on the undercard is Charles Martin versus Gerald Washington and Brazil versus Konaki. I think those two fights should be on the undercard. I've heard all those guys say months ago, I'm trying to get back in the ring on February, in February. So I don't know if they were hinting towards that Wilder card, that Wilder Fury joint, or that's just their time frame to be back in the ring regardless. All right. I know Martin has an upcoming fight on the Charlo Harrison, which is this Saturday. You know what I mean? So he should win that fight. He is fighting uh it's gonna piss me off. The dude sparred a whole bunch of rounds with James Toney back in the day. He's with Freddie Roach. Ed Velos Voluska. I don't know if it's for I forget the dude's name, but Voluska, Volkowski, something like that. But the dude fought in the Boxino tournament. I just forget how to pronounce his name, but he fought in the Boxino tournament in 2015. Um, and that was a Boxino tournament that Andre Fedosov he won that one. Razvan Kanjana was in there that year. Um, Donovan Dennis was in it that year. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, yeah, man, Martin will be back, and then he's trying to get back in the ring on February, right? So I said Otto Wallen, he has the history with he was the he gave Fury his a tough fight, cut him up. His storyline will play well on that undercard and get him not necessarily a journeyman type, but get him like a I'm not saying Marius Wack exactly, but like a Robert Helenius or a Marius Wack type or somebody like that. You know what I mean? Shit, where's Chris Ariola? I know Chris said that he's not sure if he wanted to hang it up. Is Chris Ariola around? I think that'd be a good test for Wilder. I know he'll test him physically. You know what I mean? So but that's just me though, man. They should have me in charge of these damn undercards, man. Um Illis92 says I can respect AJ walking that comment back. He needs to be there on fight night, regardless though. Yeah, I think he should be there. All this, you know, he should be there because if you were saying that you were even though he backtracked and I'm a one accord with you. I'm glad that he backtracked that shit because that just sounds crazy. Some people probably think this probably adds to him just being contradictory. But if you're willing to go out there to spar and train in America, his words, not mine, you should also be willing to go out there and watch the fight. These are two dudes that should be on your radar. Now, some people are going to counter that and say, but he has Pulev on his plate. Now to be take away from his distraction. Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? These guys should be showing up at each other's fights, man. I know back in the day, guys would show up at each other's fights. Mike Tyson would sit there and watch Evander Holyfield in the front row. Holyfield would go watch Mike Tyson. Lennox Lewis would fucking do commentary on the fight. Now, I know Wilder has done commentary for the AJ Klitschko fight, so I'm not saying it never happens. I know Wilder was there to watch Luis Ortiz when he sparked out, I believe it was Razvan Kanjano, but he was there to watch that, and then that's when he stepped in the ring and they went face to face. So I know I'm not saying it never happens, but I think it should happen even more, especially with the top three, man. You know what I mean? We can't have the top three, one of them acting like they don't know the other two in public and type, that type of stuff, man. Let me see here. Jonathan Roos was good, bro. Stormy B man, salute. Y'all go subscribe to my man Stormy B man. Um, what's this guy's name? Plich Zunga with a whole bunch of zeros says, you're not even making sense. He speaks pure truth. Okay, next comment. 89 TV says, salute, bro. Mike Wilkins, what's good? He says, this is pure comedy, the stuff AJ be saying. M. Reynolds, what's good, bro? He says, do they not let Joshua talk? And when he finally does, it always something suspect. Yeah, and people say, I hate, or I take him out of context. And then not even 24 hours later, even he said, what the hell was I even talking about? Lowland Prophet says, salute family. October 4th says, Mr. Boxing. I think most of these fighters say some silly shit on social media, and when mics are in their faces, AJ, Fury, and Wilder all frequently say some odd stuff and contradict themselves. Well, bro, but some do it more than others. And to me, okay, I know he won a gold medal. He's a two-time unified champion. He unified titles in 19 fights, and I understand all that. But I think he says it the most, though, man. He says um, it's just more likely for him to say something off the wall than all those guys that you name, man. And I'm just being dead honest. That's just my honest opinion about it. And people gonna think I'm hating. I don't give a fuck what you think, man. I'm just being honest. If you want me to be honest, I'm being honest. He just says stuff sometimes where, and that's why I miss a lot of the interviews where he talks. And I'll catch some of them. People will link them to me, but I'll miss a lot of them because it's like I don't know if he's just being philosophical with his answers. It's just hard to read him sometimes. I know he may say something, but you don't know if he really means it. It's just I don't know what the I just don't know sometimes when he talks, man. I just don't know. That's why I just like watching him fight. Just get in the ring, shit. That's what I want. That's what I want to see the most is just these guys fight rather than talk. But it's good to have a good mouthpiece and to be able to sell yourself and sell your fights and sell your image out there. But uh, he just says a lot of things that make me scratch my head. Just me. But if you're a person that understands everything that he says and you know what he means every time he speaks, then hey man, that's good for you. Man, I just wish I was on that level. You know what I mean? I'm just not on that level, I guess. Illis 92 says AJ does say a lot of things just to contradict himself. Let's go back on the scene of the crime, 50 million, and I'll sign the fight tomorrow. He needs his matchroom script before doing any more public speaking. Uh, Let me see. Mike Wilkins says, I don't mind a trilogy for Wilder, Fury, just not right away. Yeah, me too. I don't mind it. I just don't want to see it right away. I want to see some of these other fights, man. Then I want to see Dillian White get in there with the winner of Wilder and Fury, man. I think it'd be Wilder, but I'm not going to count Fury, even though Fury be saying some crazy shit too, and he's doing some moves right now where it seems like he's kind of in desperate measures. Being somebody that claims that they won the first fight 10 rounds to 2, 11 rounds to 1, and I schooled them and all this type of stuff. He is making a lot of moves, moving a lot of pieces right now. That's making some of us scratch our head. But some people probably look at this like, nah, man, I've been seeing it for a few fights now that he needs to make a change. He was winning. But who knows? Um, but yeah, I definitely don't want to see it right, not right away, man. I want to see some of these other guys get up in there and mix it up. Um, my man, the boxing spreadsheet, aka Blood Boxing, says I heard an interview from that coward today. I seen your video too, Blood. Appreciate the shout out too, man. I seen your video earlier. Um, Let me see. Y'all go subscribe to my man, the boxing spreadsheet, aka Blood Boxing. First YouTube channel I've ever watched on YouTube back in what was that, 07, 08? First guy sub to. Ayat James says Fury was knocked down twice in their first fight, and he showed he'd go straight back to giving Wilder a boxing lesson unless Wilder lands the big right hand. Fury wins by unanimous decision, I believe. Uh, I wouldn't necessarily call it a boxing lesson because I watched that fight again today, and when he got up, when he initially got up, Wilder was still on the attack. Wilder started to slow down a little bit, looked like he was losing his breath a little bit, and then Fury started to come on after he saw that. But it wasn't like he got up off his back, jumped up, boxing lesson, jab, right hand, boxing. No, I didn't see that, bro. I didn't see a boxing lesson. I just seen somebody that had the wherewithal and the experience to see that this guy was a little bit tired, a little bit winded from throwing everything at me, and I survived it. And he started to come back, and he actually was throwing some shots that was buzzing Wilder, but it was far from a boxing lesson. I guess we just got two different opinions about boxing lessons. Um, but yeah, and and that's another thing. If he thought he gave him such a boxing lesson, why not just go into the immediate rematch? Why have all these fights in between like that? And that's what a lot of us are like, man, why don't y'all just fight right away? What the fuck we need to like? Why Wilder got to fight Ortiz and you got to fight Wilder? Like they should just went right away. This shit should have been settled, man. But Fury got that ESPN deal, and ESPN was like, nah, that's a fight that you might lose, man. So we need to get you on TV, get you some dates, you know what I mean, and showcase you for a little bit, get you in the WWE, get your name out. I know the business move about it. You know what I mean? I'm not dumb. A lot of us, not just me, but a lot of us know what the business move was, but they should have been fought. But hey, we ain't got to wait too much longer. Fight gonna be here in a couple months. The boxing spreadsheet says Apollo Creed. Yeah, man, this was some Rocky type shit, man. You know what I mean? Rocky and Apollo helping each other, for Clubber Lang. It's just weird, man. That people have the nerve to, why do you care? Like, man, shut up, man. Like, what do you mean? Why would you not care? It's weird. And it don't necessarily mean that that's going to help them win. You know what I mean? Still might get laid out, but that's just weird, man. Let me see. My man October 4th says, Mr. Boxing, I just thought AJ wanted to jumpstart on getting comfortable in the ring with the rival, but it would be unprecedented for sure. And I brought that up too, bro. I said that, hey man, Tyson Fury better not trust this shit all the way because AJ could be going there to be like, no, I'm trying to go there to fuck him up. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm saying this to the me. But then people are saying, Mr. Box, you're giving AJ too much credit, man. He's not thinking on that level like that. But it's a possibility. And Tyson Fury is somebody I definitely wouldn't be trusting like that. Because like I said, he's the type of dude that'll probably secretly record it and then put out footage of when he's like getting the best of him and say, look, I schooled AJ. I could see him putting that shit out like a week before the Wilder fight. Like, look, I just schooled AJ. So really, I have 3 titles. I got my titles back in sparring. Like I could see Fury flipping this in some comical way to where he goes into the fight as self-proclaimed being the 3 belt title holder, the lineal champion, and this is the undisputed fight between me and Wilder, unofficially. I could see Fury doing that type of thing, man. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if the sparring did happen and Fury put out a clip of him getting the best of Joshua and him saying that, hey, I'm the unified champion. You know what I mean? I can see Fury doing something like that, man. Funny, but I could see him doing something like that. The Celtic magician says, I think AJ was referring to the video where he was hating on Fury for outboxing Klitschko and not going for the KO. But then Coogan asked about sparring. Don't think sparring is a good idea for them. Okay, bro, but even if it was that, the Celtic, that's another point of him like being contradictory. Now you may say, hey, he grew from that interview that he had at first, because I know what interview you're talking about when he was saying that Fury went there and in his words stole the titles from Vladimir, and he even gave a analogy about what did he say if he was the king of Dubois and another territory. It was some, you know how he gets, he's philosophical, man. He gave some analogy about stealing a treasure and all that, and that's what he thought that Fury did to Vladimir. Then he goes in there against somebody that's much smaller than him, longer or smaller as far as height and reach, somebody who he's a betting favorite against in both fights, and he goes in there, he really wasn't trying to engage. Credit to him because it worked for him on fight night, okay? Sitting here watching Lennox Lewis versus Tommy Morrison. This one Lennox was coming into his own, man, because kind of off topic, and I brought Lennox up earlier, but this one Lennox was coming into his own. Emmanuel Stewart was working with him, and Larry Merchant talking about the weight gain. It's like, dude, Lennox was a big, solid dude, man. You know, he needed to be in the 240s. You know what I mean? Because they bring it up when he fought in the 220s and all that. And for Tommy Morrison to be 26 in this fight, I think was he 26, 27? He looked much older, man. His like age, and we know what ended up developing with Tommy Morrison, but he just looked way older than his age in this fight, like just physically. Let me see. My man Vince up in here, Body Snatcher Return says, "Come on, man, really?" Uh, Let me see. I'm gonna take a few more, y'all, and I'm gonna jump off, man, because it was comedy yesterday and it's still comedy. He needs to just stop talking about. Only thing he needs to talk about is just fighting these guys, man. BK Boxing 8 says respect. Hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, y'all, we back up in here. Uh, Jonathan Roos says Lennox. He said Lewis was way too strong for Morrison. Yeah, he was, man. He was just setting him up with good shots. He walked him down when he wanted to, kept him behind it. Just Lennox was all over him, man. He was all over him. Let me see what y'all talking about up in here. My man Stormy B Man says these the same motherfuckers saying ain't nothing wrong with betting cousin Betty Jo. Right, right. Uh, Let me see. The boxing spread, she says all heavyweight card would be great, and hopefully they do that, blood, because throwing little booger weight dudes on there, man, is just kind of like, Beat my man BWTM Sports up in here. I don't know if he's still here, but salute BWTM. I actually referenced you, man. I brought you up in the video when I first started. And I heard your video first, bro. So I told everybody to go over to your channel, subscribe, because you brought up a lot of great points that I pretty much just hit on in this video. You know what I mean? But great video though, man. Let me see here. Okay, I see. Let me see. Mike says, Ike, oh my bad. Ike Oyogun says, why give them more publicity? He should focus on his career. Undisputed will come when it does. Uh, somebody asked me some personal shit about what I make and all this. I don't know if this is just a bot or what, but next question. I'm gonna just say Desmond because I don't know how to pronounce your first name, bro. But Desmond says Wilder does the same contradictions more than both of them. Wilder is more impulsive and emotional. He is more liable to say off the wall than both of them. He says, fam, you contradicting yourself. You just said Joshua was very calculated. I never said he was calculated. I said he's philosophical. But how can a calculated person be saying things off the wall? Because he says a whole bunch of philosophical mumbo jumbo, bruh. He just contradicted himself, bro. And you come here and the first thing you said, you give me, as my man Joe Habib would say, you give me the what aboutisms. Well, what about this? You feel me? And all this, he's emotional. Bro, whenever somebody's passionate about something, you're being emotional. So you expect the heavyweight champion of the world, whenever he's speaking from the heart, because he means what he says, man. You dig what I'm saying? And that's passion, bro. He means what he says. He's not saying some shit on Monday and then Tuesday he's backtracking like this dude is doing right now. Mean what you say, bro. That's all I want. Be real with me. I'm the type of person, just be real with me. Don't give me no philosophical shit you done read out of a book that you putting your own twist on and it don't even sound right. And I don't want that, man. Just mean what you say the first time. That's how I am as a fan and as a man. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm not sure what you're referring to, bro, but the first thing I see with your comments is you come here talking about something. What about what we're talking about though? Why switch the subject? What about what we're talking about though? And I'm not okay, let me lower my voice because you probably think that I'm getting mad at you. So what about what we're talking about? What about that? What about it? You dig what I'm saying? And when does he contradict himself? What I mean, what he fucking takes a flat fee when they offer it to him when he shouldn't have. Then he wins some more fights and he said, no, man, it's 50-50 now. What he wants to bet on himself, he'll give him $50 million. He wants one face, one name, one champion. When does he contradict himself? Just inform me. Maybe I'm not in the know. Maybe I missed that article. Maybe I missed that interview. Maybe I missed it all. Maybe. But he damn sure ain't saying he wants to help prepare. He needs Anthony Joshua. He wants to prepare for Fury and all. He doesn't say that type of crazy shit. What exactly does he say that's contradict? I mean, just let me know, bro. Maybe I missed it. And I see people are getting off now because I'm going in on it. But hey, man, like y'all can get off, unsub, all that shit, man. I like the dude as a fighter, but he says he contradicts himself a lot. You know what I mean? The first thing you come up in here is you disregard the title and start talking about, well, what about what? Stick to the topic, bro, if you still here. What about what? Please tell me. Well, what about this and what about that? Man, what about the damn title of the video? Anyways, he says, hey man, my man Sink, I can't pronounce this, bro, but Sinky. Okay, Sinky, look, bro, you came in with an odd ass comment at first. I'm gonna answer this one, bro, but you can't be coming to people's lives, man, asking them how much you make and what's your job and all that type of shit, man. That's you know what I mean? And it's not that I'm trying to hide it, it's just that's just odd, bro. But now I answer your boxing question, bro. But you say what I think about Herkovic. I think he's a good prospect. I've said this a million times that I did a video in 2015 when he was an amateur, and I said I think this guy's going to be a title holder one day. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna stick to that. Does that mean it's going to happen this year? No. 2 years from now, probably. I'm not sure. but I think he's a decent prospect. Do I think he has flaws? Of course. But I think he has some good tools, very good amateur experience, kind of fight out of the Vitaly, not Vladimir, but the Vitaly Klitschko-esque type of style. Can he uphold it? Is he as durable as of Vitaly was with his chin? That's yet to be seen. You know what I mean? But I think he's a good prospect. I have him. I have him and Dubois as my top two. Speaking of Dubois, him and Fa at Jag, but another solid prospect who's in definitely my top five as far as prospects. They'll be fighting this weekend. You know what I mean? A Jag will be taking on Kiladze, Lago Kiladze, who's lost to Adam Konalki and Michael Hunter. There's somebody else that he dropped it. He has L2. Can't think right now. But yeah, and my man Daniel Dubois will be taking on Karatoro Fujimoto. You know what I mean? The WBC silver is on the line, and one of those minor other titles. I think WBO probably. Well, I guess dude left. I guess he couldn't take it, huh? I guess he heard a piece of criticism and he hauled ass. Fair enough. Anyways, let me see. Okay, even AJFC Boxing says, sorry, fella. Deontay Wilder says more things than anyone off the wall. Stop pretending because you're joking. I'll give you a quick example. Wilder said he wants he wants to how it feels to be pregnant. Come on. I think that's weird too. I like Deontay Wilder, but I don't want to fucking feel how it feels to be pregnant. I know dudes when they get their female, they get in their feelings and baby, rubbing a woman's knee and baby, if I can take on the pain of delivering this child, I would look. I don't want to feel that. He does. I think that's weird. I don't want to feel it. See, I answered it. You see how I said I think that's weird and I move on, but yet you're crying. See, you cry about, well, what about you giving me these what aboutisms? We're just talking about what he said, bro. But since you brought that up, I answered it. I think, me personally, I think that's weird. See, you see how simple that was? Simple. I'm not crying. I'm not gonna bring up, well, what about this now? No, it's just it is what it is. I think that shit's weird. I wouldn't want to feel that. Boy, some of y'all just can't stand when I criticize AJ. That shit just like hurts y'all soul, man. And some of you, I haven't seen you guys since like June. And it's ironic. I'm just all you guys are fouling back up in here. But when I was going live, I didn't see none of you guys, man. Now this dude done got his titles back. Now you back on here. You know what I mean? It's all good though, man. It's like if I was to open up a page about the Minnesota Vikings, they're gonna be Green Bay Packer fans up in here. So it is what it is, man. Uh Illis92 says on the flip side, Parker came to watch Wilder live and got discouraged from unifying with Wilder. It's a catch 22. Yeah, I remember when Parker he came and watched Wilder against Gerald Washington, but he was really that night though. He was really there. To be honest with you, bro, he was there with his trainer because his trainer was training Israel going on to fight Brazil on the undercard, which was man, that was a good ass fight. Israel, man, damn, I wish Israel would have stayed with it, man. Well, I guess he did stay with it, but he ended up losing to Martin Rosansky. He ended up getting stopped, man, and he quit boxing. But damn, I thought Israel was my top prospect a few years ago. A couple years ago, before he took the L to Brazil, he was like my top prospect, yo. But anyways, yeah, that's the main reason why Parker was there. I think with Wilder being the main event and it being on Wilder's card, kind of just added to everything. And he wanted to take the time out to meet and greet Deontay Wilder, which they did. They have a photo of Parker being in the locker room, shaking Wilder's hand after the fight and all that, saying, yeah, we're going to get it together. Then a few weeks after that, his trainer comes out and says he's not ready for Wilder or AJ. And then he ended up fighting AJ. And people love to say, well, why didn't Wilder unify? And when you break it down to him, that's still not good enough. Because, bro, in order to unify with somebody, the other title holder has to be willing to fight you as well, bro. So it's his fault that Parker said, nah, give me the AJ fight. Well, he would have made more money, Mr. Boxing. Well, shit, bro. It takes two to tangle, man. You know what I mean? And sometimes it comes down to that fighter, what he don't want. And he wanted to fight AJ instead. Charles Martin and his people, they weren't thinking about no damn Deontay Wilder unification. They're thinking about fighting Parker or AJ. AJ and those guys came with the bigger bag. So my man Al Heyman, who's his advisor, Charles Martin, did the best thing for said client. You know what I mean? It takes two, man. You just can't motherfucking just make somebody unify with you, man. But I know even that won't be good enough, you know. Gerard Castro was good, bro. Let me see. October 4th says it's he says lately it's AJ saying more funny stuff. I agree. For a while it was Wilder, and then Fury saying yo, Fury just says stuff to the point where man, I done heard him say some stuff that I don't even feel comfortable repeating. Seriously, about AJ that was kind of like suspect. Like, whoa, what did you just say? About his body, and I don't even feel comfortable repeating that shit, man. So he says some crazy stuff, and Fury, I kind of expected from him because I mean, this is a dude that dressed up in a Batman costume, y'all. This dude dressed up as Batman and had somebody in his camp dressed up as Robin or some shit or the Joker or something, and he tackled him or something. Man, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is somebody that you know, that one day is depressed on camera. I don't know if I wanted this, that. Then the next day he's back in training camp and he feels 100%. And then so with Tyson Fury, he's almost bipolar. It seems like um he just been doing it for so long, bro. I think it's just a part of his shtick. It's just a part of his routine. Whereas Joshua, in my opinion, comes across like he's being serious the first time. Like when he talks, I take him seriously because that's the demeanor that he conveys to us that he's a serious natured guy. I don't look at him as being the jokester. Now, maybe if I knew AJ off camera, who is a jokester or something like that, then I'm like, oh, okay, I know his personality. This dude jokes like, even though he's coming off serious, this dude be joking, man. I don't get that from him. Like Deontay Wilder, I know I've seen him clown and be silly with what was that show that was on? Was it Love and Hip? It was one of them shows, the Love where his wife was being on there. He was, behind, with his wife and joking with her and stuff. But when he talks and he's talking about fighting these guys and all that, he comes across as serious to me. Fury doesn't come off like that, in my opinion. Neutral Natural says AJ hiding behind fake offers to build barriers around the fight. Why couldn't the zone offer Wilder a one fight deal to fight? But this same the zone that has no problem offering Mike Garcia a one fight deal. And my man Vince Body Snatcher brought this up to me. He just reminded me about this on another live stream that even the zone, was it the president or the dude that's in charge, even came out and he even said, this is somebody, now this is the dude that offered the deal, not Eddie Hearn, not Anthony Joshua, not a fan. The dude that put together the deal, even he apologized for offering a low ball offer. And people just don't care about that part. Nope, I don't care. He should have took the money anyways. But bro, even the person that offered the deal is saying that I fucked up. And that's still not enough for you? That's still not enough to say, okay, now I know why he didn't want that shitty deal. Yes, to us, $100 million. Yes, we're going to run and take that shit. But if the person that offered the deal is saying, yeah, man, we kind of fucked up that one, man. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't. I'm kind of lost for words. Uh, I agree, Tone Banger. You said at the end of the day, some fans will allow their nationalistic pride cloud their judgment. Yeah, and I get it, bro. Like I said, if you a Vikings fan, you're gonna hate the Packers fan. The fucking Vikings can be 14-0, and the Packers can be 3-11, and there'll be Packer fans that will still hate. You know what I mean? Well, you guys ain't gonna win anyway. You guys lose every time you get to the NFC Championship anyway. You're gonna fucking lose. And when you do get a Super Bowl, you're gonna lose that. They'll find something to hate on. So I get it. We're sports fans, so we're gonna find something to hate on. But sometimes some of this shit is just over the top, though. Adari Pennant says Lennox Lewis versus Ike Buche. Who wins, Mr. Boxer? I'm gonna go with Lennox in that one, man. I think Ike could put up a strong effort, but I see Lennox being able to rumble with him on the inside, and I think Lennox will definitely win the outside fight. The fight that I always go to, man, that gives me the opinion that Ike would have lost to Lennox was the Greg Pinkram fight. That fight's on YouTube. Pinkram was doing some things that I think Lennox would have implemented, and Lennox just bigger, stronger, better than Greg Pinkram. But I will go Lennox in that fight. But I think it'd be a tough fight, though. I think it'd be a very tough fight. I think it'd be decision. So I think Ike had a tough chin. I think he'll have some bright spots here and there, but I can see Lennox, like I said, matching him power for power, getting Ike to respect him, and then coasting using his jab, and probably pot shotting him with Emmanuel probably telling him be more aggressive, goddamn it, and smacking him on the chest, and you know what I mean, getting how Emmanuel will do. But I see Lennox winning that type of fight against Ike. Um, Let me see here. The Cali name up in this piece. What's good, bro? He says those people are haters. Yeah, it seems like some fans take offense that there's even people that support Deontay Wilder. That's what it comes across sometimes. Like they're like appalled. Like, how can anybody support this guy? You know what I mean? It's like they're almost appalled that he has a fan base. And that to me is just doesn't make any sense. What motherfucking title or heavyweight title are we back? What title holder with 10 consecutive title defenses doesn't have a damn or wouldn't have a damn fan base? That doesn't even make any damn sense. You know what I mean? My man Jared Castro said Packers fans will still sit there and moon the Vikings bust after they get their asses kicked. Yeah. Speaking of that, I remember when Randy Moss led up the Green Bay Packers, bro, and he was scoring touchdowns, and he acted like he was pulling down after one of the touchdowns, act like he was pulling down his pants to moon the fans. So I get it, man. I get rivalry. I get the rivalry. But with being a rivalry, though, you have to still be able to sit down and be objective about shit, man, and break things down. JL7 or J, let me see, JLS77 says, where is AJ's statement saying he regrets offering to spar Fury? Got you, bro. Go to dailymail.com.uk. It's right there. Posted by James Dutton. It's his work. 7:30. It was published 7:30 Eastern, December 18th. Yep, there you go. You know what I mean? Jupiter B was good, bro. The Cali Enigma Sports ENT says Raider versus Niners rivalry is the most violent. Well, I haven't been a part of that one, man, but I know this green bro. I went to I played college ball in Wisconsin, right? I'm not even bullshitting you. To get into one of the apartments, because this one we were off campus, we had to stay on campus for the summer. Then after that, we got the you have the roommate with a teammate. Bro, I'm not even lying to you. On the application to get into the apartment, it asks on the motherfucking application if you're a Vikings or a Packers fan. I bullshit you not. If I've never seen nothing like that in my life. Now maybe I couldn't believe that was even a fucking option. You know what I mean? Name, rental history. You know what I mean? Are you a Packers or Vikings fan? Crazy. The Cali says, yeah, stabbings and shootings. And there's been I haven't heard about that though, but that's pretty fucking drastic. But I have heard about people getting into fights, jumping each other. I have heard of stabbings, you know what I mean? But the shooting, I'm not sure if I heard of a shooting with the Vikes and the Pack. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. What else y'all talking about? Okay. All right, bro. I'm gonna answer this one more. I'm gonna do this because I know you want attention, so I'm gonna give you some attention, okay? AJFC. You says no one knew Wilder before he started shouting AJ's name, laugh out loud. That's a lie. And you know it's a lie. Laugh out loud. There you go. I'm not even gonna go into detail because me rehashing everything is just bullshit. You know damn well that people know who Deontay Wilder is, okay? They knew who Deontay Wilder was when he sparked out Spilka and Fury jumped in the ring wanting to fight him and they got all in his face. I remember that went viral. So just that right there went viral. All these KO wins are going viral. Memes, posters. Do you dig what I'm saying? So Stop the shenanigans, man. Laugh out loud. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Give me some real boxing talk here, bro. Not that little troll shit, man. The little troll shit don't work on me. You think I'm about to sit here and explain how people know Wilder when I know good and damn well people know Wilder? Boy, get up out of here with that. Did somebody bring up my man Marion Wilson? Who brought up Marion Wilson? He used to get people hell back in the days, man. Marion Wilson will be like the Jonathan Rice and the uh, Avery Gibson. Like he would be one of those tough journeymen today, because he'll give uh, Shannon Briggs and Andrew Galata, and man, he fought some everybody in the damn '90s, man. Who did he beat though? Michael Hunter's father. That's somebody that I know he has a victory over. Man, what's the other dude's name? Let me look that dude's name up real quick. It's the dude that knocked out Tony Tubbs on the USA Network. I always forget the dude's name, but he was another tough one. Hold on, or maybe hold on. Hold up, y'all. Tony TNT Tubbs. Who was that? I always forget that damn dude name, man. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Damn, Tony Tubbs fought all until 2006. Holy shit, I forgot that. Lionel Butler. Yeah, Lionel Butler. That was the other dude. Lionel Butler was a dude that would give dude tough fights and heavy handed. You know what I mean? Damn, even whoa shit. Lionel Butler fought until 2010. Holy shit. Wow. I forgot about that. Totally forgot about that, man. Yes, sir, Lawrence Williams. Tony Tubbs has some fast ass hands, man. Tony Tubbs. He brought some experience in that Riddick Bowe fight. He gave Riddick because that was before, I think it was the fight right before the first Holyfield fight when Riddick fought Tubbs. But Tubbs gave Riddick what he can handle though, bro. I gave Tubbs won some rounds in that fight. I think it was a 10 rounder, if I believe. And I think I gave Riddick like 6 of the rounds. But man, he was giving Riddick a go. He was giving Riddick a go. Very good hand speed. A lot of those guys from the '80s, like I always say, Michael Dokes, probably not gonna go down as the greatest fighters of all time, but them dudes threw in punches and bunches more frequently in the '80s. Um, sure, buddy. Sure. Anyways, Big Nick says this is why I have issues with these fanatical YouTube channels. You personally seem okay, and I have been listening to you for years, but the mods are childish, timing people out for no reason. I ain't what they time you out for, bro. Oh, my man K Black up in here. Y'all go subscribe to my man K Black. Yeah, I've heard of Courtney Bennett. Big Nick. I've heard of him. And then the dude that says you just want to defend your fighter. Okay, bro, but you've yet to be objective about anything. You brought something to me. Well, I don't know if it was you or the other dude that I said, okay, Wilder said that. I didn't agree with him. You've yet to be like objective about anything that you disagree with that Asia has said or has done or any of that shit. You just You came right up in here. Well, what about this? And what about that? Well, what about when he said this? And the video, the title of the video is something totally different. You come right up in here, right on defense mode. Let me see. Neutral Natural says Devin Young lost in the Olympic trials. Oh shit! I did a video on him about 3 years ago. Let me look that up on YouTube. I remember I did a video about that kid, man. Hold on. Had been like 2, 3 years ago. Damn, he lost in the Olympic trials. Hold on, Devin Young. Let me type it on YouTube. Yep, there's my video right there. Yep, I did a video on him January 14th, 2016. He was 16 at the time. So that was nearly 3, 4 years ago, man. So he lost the Olympic trials, huh? Damn. Yeah, I said Devin Young next, Lennox Lewis next, great American heavyweight question mark. Hmm. My man, blood or the boxing, I'm blood boxing, but the boxing spread. She says his fans are extreme, bruh. I've never seen anything like them guys. I'm going to post some of their comments. Um, Big Nick says your knowledge is solid. I have had the pleasure of sparring Courtney Bennett quite a few times. He is fast and hits hard for a heavyweight. I'm gonna check more. I'm gonna check more of his stuff out, man. Um, the Cali Enigma says let them train to be a fighter and fight Deontay Wilder. Joshua told AP it's easy talking about it. It's another thing to do it. I remember that one. I remember when he said that when they were asking about fighting Wilder. He's like, "Well, shit, you fight him." Talking to us, the fans. What? What do you mean? Whatever, man. It's just some of the stuff just doesn't make any sense. Uh, no problem, K Black. How your son doing in football, man? I know you used to post a lot of those videos, man. What position does he play exactly? Let me see. Yeah, I agree, Blood. He was in shape that night. Tony Tubbs was in shape that night to fight Riddick, man. He was doing some good, fast, crisp punches against Lennox. I mean, not Lennox, but Riddick Bowe. A lot of questions answered that night when Bowe fought him, man, because Bowe had to dig to get that one. Yep, neutral natural. Daryl Wilson was a good journeyman guy. Yes, he was. I'm trying to look something up real quick, y'all. Y'all bear with me for 1 second here. And so was Ross Purity too. Ross Purity was another one that was a good man. Those type of guys, they're still around, but there's always gonna be the Lionel Butlers and the Ross Purities and the Marion Wilsons and Lionel Butlers and all that type of shit, man. Always gonna be them type of guys hanging around. Adari Pennis says Luis Ortiz versus Kubrat Pulev, who wins? I'm gonna go with what's good haplotype. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with hey, no, hold on. Before I get to that, no, Callie, I agree with him. He said the LDBC was extreme. We are. I think we're extreme when we're trying to bring the truth. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that comment. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. That's why 78, I'm not gonna get into it all, man. People know the business, man. But yeah, I think we are extreme when it comes to trying to shed the light to things, man. Because the old media sure ain't gonna do it. Depend on the old media. You mean depend on the same media that used to shit on Larry Holmes when he was champion, making him seem like he was a shit champion? That media? Nah, I ain't listening to him at all. Only thing I listen to them for is when they just say Top Rank signed so and so. You know what I mean? This fight's taking place on, January 8th. I'll listen to when they just give us news like that, but I don't need to listen to the old media to hear nothing. And I'm definitely gonna listen to them uh, give their depiction of our champion here in America that has 10 consecutive title defenses. Nah, I'd rather come up with my own news. Why? Because I watch as much, if not more, boxing than them. And I know I'm willing to put my house on it that I know more about the current heavyweight scene than anybody that's in the media. Anybody. You're being cocky. I don't give a fuck, man. I watch way too much of this shit. Way too much. So I don't need to go to them for nothing. Yes, he did beat Klitschko, Universal Truth. Ross Purity, yeah. There you go, Kurt Anderson. Salute to Kurt Anderson. We need to be extreme. So I don't take that as he talking shit. No, he talking the truth. He just don't know. He just don't know he talking the truth. He think he coming with an insult, but really he coming with a compliment. You know what I mean? Big Nick says, Mr. Box, can you explain to me the LDBC thing? I don't get it. I've always wanted to know what it is and what it stands for. Okay, Lions Den Box Community was first. Okay, 78 Sports TV. All right, the reason people call him the General is because he started this thing. What do you mean by that, Mr. Box? Well, on his page, he would have the Lions Den. The Lions Den was a debate format where, let's say me and you, Big Nick, was going at it, right? Nah, man, you think this is about Josh, I think it's about Wilder. 78 had a platform. Well, he'll moderate and he'll allow us to come on, not interject and all that and try to take a side, but he'll let us come on, field some questions, and let us go head to head with a debate. You dig what I'm saying? You bring your points, you bring my points, and it was a great format. It wasn't yelling, and I mean sometimes it get out of hand, but for the most part, it was a great format. Uh, Zone 6 would be on there. My man Jay Dill, I think Boxing Librarian was on there one time. Blood Boxing, Boxingologist, a plethora of guys. Carcino was on there one time. He was debating some dude that he flamed from the UK. He flamed. I think it was a Floyd topic, Floyd Mayweather topic, but it was that, right? Then in the YTBC, like all this ridiculous racism was going on because we used to call the community the YTBC, YouTube boxing community. And I used to actually start my videos off by saying YTBC, what's the deal? But I can't remember exactly, and maybe Blood can help me out or Callie or somebody, but it had to have been around the time it had to been around this time where it was when the Povetkin and Wilder shit was coming out, when people were just blaming like Al Heyman and Wilder about Povetkin failing a test or allegedly failing a, you guys know the Meldonium shit, right? So it was around that time. And I was just, and it was just like, but it was like this ridiculous racial undertone that was going on as well. So 78 decided like, look, man, I'm gonna start the Lions and Box community. None of this bullshit, none of this degrading African American fighters and calling us cowards. And that's another thing, man. A lot of these cold words for runner and coward and what was another code word that they use for us? Flomos. Look, bro, I'm gonna break it to you. All that shit is a code word for niggers. It really is. No, no, he didn't know it really is. Let's just cut the shenanigans. Let's just be men and talk as men. A lot of these code words were for niggers. So, like guys like 78 and myself wanted to just have a community where we're really just gonna talk about boxing, man. But hey, we're not gonna allow the bullshit up in here. We're gonna call out the bullshit. We're not gonna let the old media just feed us narratives and we have to just accept that. No, we can speak against those fucking narratives. Why? Because we're just much as historians and boxing fans as they are, and we have a platform to convey our message to boxing fans. They don't like that we rival them. They don't like that we call out the racism. They hate it. They hate it. Another one of these old media dudes start calling us what the fuck was dude calling us, man? I don't even want to say dude. What the fuck was dude calling us? The demographic. Seriously, my nigga, the demographic? That's our new name? So Flomo, the demographic, it's shit like that why the LDBC was created. Things like that. You know what I mean? So that to me is in a nutshell of how it was created. I'm sure 78 could go way more into detail about things, but just from my just remembering things in a nutshell, that's how it was created. So it went from just the Lions Den just being a debate forum to actual community. I know they started a website, they got merchandise. They're doing a great thing, man. LDBC is doing a great thing right now. People hate on it, but you know what? They go to every LDBC channel ear hustling. I see dudes make videos about what their whole page is about what the LDBC said. That's crazy to me. That's amazing to me. Um, and it kind of just took on a life of his own, man. But that's the history that I know of it. I agree, Curtis Anderson. He says anti-LDBC channels are taken back by the unity and monopolization of the LDBC. Yeah, and they see that it's profitable. They see, and I'm not even look, bro, it took me and Blood, shout out to Blood, because Blood's the one that told me, like, bro, you can monetize your videos. This is like 4 years ago. I was doing videos from 2010 to 2016, didn't make a red cent. I didn't even know that you could monetize the videos. Till Blood brought it up, like, bro, if you're gonna just do videos, get paid for it. All this work you putting in and all this heavyweight heat you giving us, bro, get paid for this. So I went six. So all this, you guys, bro, I went 6 years without making money on here. And I still do it because of the love. I'll still take 2 months off, 3 months off, be gone. So when I do come back, and I'm not trying to throw this in nobody's face, and to me it's chump change because a lot of these guys make thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? But a month, but I'll make $500-600, and I don't even try. When some of these guys are literally putting out content, degrading and bashing people, and they can't get a fucking $10 super chat. When a lot of us, we just got the gift of gab, we got some knowledge about the sport, we love talking about it. This is therapeutic to a lot of us. So for somebody to pay me for it, or to show me their appreciation, I appreciate that. And it's just my boxing talk. It's not, well, so and so. If I'm gonna say something that so and so said, is what a fighter said or a trainer said, not a damn another YouTuber. You know what I mean? Not a damn another YouTuber, man. That's just, now I understand sometimes when you're going back and forth, and this is where I thought the Lions Den was healthy, man, because you didn't have to go back and forth video for video. Go right to the Lions Den, set it up with 78. He get you right on the channel. Y'all handle it right there. Healthy boxing debates. Now some of these cats act like they want to see somebody in person and do something. I'm not gonna do nothing, man. I go to a lot of these fights, man. People just show up and just be regular fight fans, man. There you go, Blood Boxing. He says, I did this 10 years ago free. I agree, Curtis Anderson. Boxing is about race, country, and pride. It is. And some people will say, no, it's not. You guys are making, man, it's always been about race, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, how did we get into the era where, like, you look down upon, oh, you're racist. You're just being biased. I expect Mexican fans to be biased with their Mexican fighters. I expect like when fights happen in MSG and it's a Puerto Rican versus Mexico, nobody's sitting there saying like, "Oh, you Puerto Rican fans, you're only going for Cotto." What? That's what they're supposed to do. Like it's a pride thing, man. Why do you think black and brown fights sell so well? It's a pride thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like now we're in an era where people look down on that type of shit. Crazy, man. Adari Pennis says 2020 fight Tyrone Spong versus Carlos Takam. Who wins, Mr. Boxing? Man, shit. Well, you said 2020, so if it was to happen like next month, I'm gonna go with Takam. Maybe about 2 years, year and a half, probably be favoring Spong. There you go, Jupiter B. I don't get it, man. It's like, who are you guys to support black fighter? Like, that doesn't make any sense, man. That doesn't make any sense. Will you guys be mad if there is Europe or white people just will know there are channels out there that just support the white fighter? Like, what are you guys blind or like what the fuck? Like, you don't read between the lines and see that some of these white channels 99% of the time only support the white fighter. And you know what? I ain't mad at all. Do your thing. Oh my god. No, he didn't. Blood, he didn't say that. He didn't say that, blood. Did he? No, he didn't say that, blood. He didn't say that, blood. Did he say that, man? Nah, he didn't say that, man. Please tell me he didn't say that. Please tell me he didn't say that, blood. Boxing spreadsheet. Please tell me that man did not say that. He didn't say that, blood. Blood, stop lying on him, blood. He didn't say that, man. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna look that one up. I hope that young man did not say that. Lawrence Williams says you was one. He says you was one that told me to start my own channel because of my boxing. I don't want to do it at first, but I'm glad I did. I appreciate you for that, bro. Yeah, I remember, bro. You used to always come to my channel, leave me lengthy, long comments, but I could just smell the knowledge through the comment. They're like, man, this brother bringing up old school fights, old school fighters, old school facts and stories. This type of brother, we need to hear his voice, man. My man, the body snatcher said, Blossom started the YTBC, so in essence, they can't accept the LDBC. Let me see here. BK Boxing 8 says YouTubers are fans like the next man. Max B says true. Kodo JBO says Loma was going for Mean Machine. He says you can see it on his face when M got dropped. Jupiter B says I hear people say that they think the LDBC hates people, but who have they lied on? I've seen people in this chat lie on Wilder consistently. Yeah. Um, Yeah, so that was my quick rundown of the LDBC. Like I said, 78 will be the best source to go to. Blood as well, but 78 is the one that started it, man. So that's my recollection of what happened. My timeline could be a little bit off, but I think it started right around that Pavek and Wilder thing. That shit was so racial, man. It was ridiculous. And I think I still have that video up that I made. It's probably the most explosive. I was literally screaming on the motherfucking video, man. I could not believe just the hate, just the racial piece of shit hate that this dude was getting. You know what I mean? About another dude failing the damn test, allegedly. I know he was cleared. Oh, okay. He was cleared. Fine. Uh, See, Big Nick, man, but I've heard a lot of LDBC brothers, like my man, Trap House Boxing is a huge Herkovic fan. You gotta, I don't know, bro. I think your narrative, maybe you're hearing narratives from other people that are saying what the LDBC is all about. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of guys in LDBC with a whole bunch of different opinions, man. It's not just the opinion of the LDBC rides on a Cali Enigma video, or the opinion of the entire LDBC rides on a Black Fight Fan T. People have different opinions, but we're on one accord when it comes to going against the grain of the bullshit. We all have different boxing opinions, but we're on one accord when it comes going to burying um, the bullshit narratives out there that's thrown out there by the old media. We're on one accord when it comes to that, but we have different boxing opinions about who's a better prospect and who's pound for pound and who will win this fight. And I've heard LDBC members say that the other guy that's non-black is probably going to win the fight. You know what I mean? So nah, man, I think you're listening to bullshit commenters, bro, that be in these live streams and chats. You know what I mean? Especially on the boxing voice. Shout out to Ness, shout out to Mike. They do a great job. But in that chat room, though, there'll be dudes in there just saying stupid, weird shit. And a lot of them dudes used to be sub to me. They don't come to my channel no more. I guess I'm not one of the, I'm not one of the guys they can pat on the head and say, good video. You know what I mean? No, I'm not him. I'm real smooth and I'm laid back. You know what I mean? But nah, I'm not none of that shit. Never that. I don't know how that got mixed up into anything. Nah, I'm not the you can pat me on the head guy. I'm not the good one. You know what I mean? Nah, we ain't doing that. And I had a lot of people subscribe to me. Like, bro, I've lost thousands of subscribers, thousands over the last couple years. Literally, there'll be months where I'll gain 600 subs. Then there'll be months where I gain 300, but I lost 250. literally, because I'm not one of the. Um, and all this shit started happening once AJ got a little bit more popular, and right around the Povetkin situation, I started losing a lot of subs. Gain some, then I'll lose some. But it is what it is. I'm not here. That's why I don't show my subs. People, why don't you? And that's another thing. YouTube, it has a glitch, man. I know one day I came on here and said I had 146,000 subs. I was like, what the? I ain't got close to 146,000 subs. Then one day somebody's like, man, you deserve more subs at one point than a 1,500 subs. I'm like, 1,500? I got that years ago. I was like, bro, I'm close to 20,000. So sometimes YouTube glitches, man, where I haven't shown my sub count. Shit. On this channel right here, I've never shown my sub count. If you go to Mr. Boxing today, my first channel, I think I have like 1,200 subs on that channel. But that was, you guys got to remember, that was a channel, and Blood can, if my man D Style still up in here, they can attest to this. But that was back in the day, 2010, 2009, 2008. Around that era, having over 1,000 subs meant like you were a very good boxing channel. Like 1,000 subs in that era, shit, you had some heat on your channel. Now guys can get 1,000 subs in 1 month because you can put out more content. Back in the day, uploading videos took forever back in that era. Like, bro, to download off the Windows, for me, bro, 2 videos in one day was putting in work. Like, that was putting in work back in the day. 2 videos in one day, boy, you put in work. You know what I mean? But then it's became easier to upload off your phone, and you can upload just like that now. You know what I mean? Go live and all this type of stuff. But back in them days, man, 1,000 subs, man, you had a pretty good damn channel. You know what I mean? And guys putting up, if you put up 4 or 5 videos, or at least one video a day, you was putting in a lot of work. Now you can put up, I know that 2016, or 2016, 2017 years, I was putting up like 6, 7 videos a day. You know what I mean? Putting up like 175 videos in 1 month type shit. But I'm kind of everywhere right now, man. But I like just chopping up with y'all. Big Nick says racism is definitely different in America compared to the UK. I agree. He says so different, so that maybe why I can't understand the fanatical behavior of some of these guys. And it goes both ways, bro. But yeah, it's way different over here, man. You know what I mean? It's like that. And I'm gonna tell you this, Big Nick. It's like that thing what happened with Dillian White, right? When Dillian White was sitting next to Barry Hearn, and Barry Hearn said, back in the day, we're kind of like slave drivers with the contract. Now I have to call Dillian White Mr. White. I'm not saying it verbatim, but it was when he did that, Dillian White just like, yeah, to us, we're like, what the fuck? He ain't gonna say nothing. And then the UK brothers tell us, no, man, you taking it out of the contact, or you're taking it out of the context. And we're sitting here like, what the fuck you mean we're taking it out of context? He's literally being racist. And this motherfucker's smiling, like not even giving a damn. So that type of shit wouldn't fly here. You know what I mean? Could you imagine Lou DiBella sitting there saying some shit like that during a presser? Hell no. But out there it flies for whatever reason. That's not my business. But here, that type of shit's not gonna fly. You know what I mean? My man Curtis Anderson says it's very surprising that Black American boxing channels are rooting against their own. Crazy, bro. And it's just like this era. You know what I mean? It's like this era of fight fans. There was never nothing wrong with that for Puerto Ricans to go with the Puerto Rican, for Mexicans to come with flags and have the flag colors tied around their, have bandanas and rooting for their guy. And you know what I mean? When Chavez fought Pernell Whitaker, you think there was Mexicans going for Pernell Whitaker? 100,000 something motherfuckers in there going for Pernell? No, they're going for Chavez. Win, lose, or draw, we're going for Chavez, goddammit. And I go back to other sports. You go to the damn stadium downtown, and unless you're from Wisconsin or something, you're really a true Packer fan. I'm not about to be rooting for the Packers because I'm trying to be fair. I'm rooting for the fucking Vikings. Now I don't want nothing to happen to the Packers. Like I don't want nobody to get injured in the game. You know what I mean? But I ain't hoping for Aaron Rodgers to get his leg broke. Although there are some Vikings fans that are that extreme. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like when Favre came and played for us that year, when he took us on that ride in 2009 when we lost to the fucking Saints. Fuck, man. But anyway, I still ain't got over that one. But It hurt. It killed Packers fans that Favre was playing for us and playing so well. It killed them. It burned them. Like Usher, let it burn. It burned them to the core. You know what I'm saying? Adari Pennant coming with the fantasy matchups. He says Riddick Bowe versus Buster Douglas fantasy matchup. Who wins? I'm gonna go with Riddick, man. Regardless of what Buster Douglas shows up, whether it's the Douglas showed up in Tokyo or it's the Douglas that showed up against Tony Tucker, or it's the Douglas that showed up against Vander Holyfield. I'm going Buster. I'm going with Riddick Bowe. Better inside fighter, more physical, willing to go to war. I think he'll put pressure on Buster. I think he'll probably get Buster out of there. I'm gonna go with Riddick. Let me see here. See, Big Nick, though, bro. Okay, I hear what you're saying. He says, I like your channel because it's ultimately about the essence of heavyweight boxing. I appreciate that. He says, I'm not interested in the color. I just want to hear about the breakdowns and intelligent opinions. And I bring all that. And I appreciate you, appreciate me. But, bro, color's going to always be a part of it, bro. It's just how it is. Whether you want it to be, whether we try to overlook it, or because I'm not going to lie to you. At first, I was strictly about just breakdowns, using my heavy bag. But then as a fan and watching this thing for over 30 years, in the back of my mind and I talk to my dad a lot about boxing, bro, it's a lot about the race, man. Like I want to get my dad back on here and have him just talk about like when Cooney fought Holmes. And some of you are old enough, I know my man Kurt Anderson and Blood, to know about it, but just I just want you guys to hear my father's perspective about it though, man. He always brings it up. I paid $22 for that damn pay-per-view when he bought it. But and even way before then, Jack Johnson and when we had a damn black heavyweight champion and the world heavyweight champion, and so it goes way back. You know what I mean? Um, what was the old school fighter? Is if Scrapbook is still up in here, he knows what I'm talking about. But Dixon, forgot his first name. Let me see if Curtis or Scrapbook can tell me. Maybe Blood. I think I'll send my man, and maybe Dan the Man might know too. Shout out to Dan the Man. He says Mike Tyson versus Riddick Bowe. I'm gonna get to that in a second, Dan. But Dan, who's the old school fighter? Nixon, George Nixon. Okay, man, I was reading something years ago, man, about George Nixon, and he was in fights, bro, where outside the ring, I'm not even bullshitting you. They had billy clubs, or maybe it was boards, but hitting at his ankles when he got close to the ropes. I don't think you hear me. In the ring, when he would go close to the ropes, they would have boards, or I forget if it was billy clubs or board, but sticks swiping at his fucking shins and ankles if he went close to the ropes. Come on, man. Come on. You know what I mean? Okay, my man Dan the Man, George Nixon, and even Curtis Anderson brought it up as well. But yeah, I forgot his first name. But yeah, when you read stuff like that, man, it ain't gonna ever go away, bro. It ain't gonna ever go away. Or the way Joe Louis was treated when he fought with the Cinderella Man, and he had the in order to get the fight, give up what I forget the exact percentage, but he has to give. And Fanon had brought this up in one of his lives a while ago. Give up a percent of his purses for his future fights. Come on, man, it's just crazy. And some of you say no, it's just bad business. Yeah, ain't it ironic? Bad business for the black fighter all the time. Some shit's just too ironic, man. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be a part, man. Yeah, 10% for 10 years. There we go, Curtis. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be a part of it, man. Always. Whether we wanted to be about it or not. Haplo said he thought, yeah, Haplo's another historian too, man. Um, Haplo, Curtis Anderson, my man Dan the Man, Scrapbook, and a few more of you guys, man. Blood boxing, great historians, man. We need guys like that on the internet. You know what I mean? I'd rather hear my history from Curtis Anderson than Steve Kim. As nothing against Steve Kim. I'm sure he's came up with some great work. I'm sure I've probably done videos to one of his articles that he came out with concerning some fighters. So I'm not gonna shit on him, but what I'm saying is there's dudes on here, man, that are flawless with the knowledge, man. And I'm glad that we have this platform, yo, to convey it to you guys, man. So Gene Tunney versus Joe Frazier. I'm gonna go with Smoking Joe, man. Gene will probably try to move around and all that type of shit, but Joe gonna walk him down. He gonna walk him down, get him up out of there. He'll try to outbox him, but eventually I think Joe will catch him. Joe had trouble against really big dudes, and Gene probably taller, but he wasn't, he definitely wasn't big in his physical and as crafty as Ali. He definitely wasn't Big George. You know what I mean? A prime Joe Frazier, I think he'll tear through Gene Tunney. Okay, he has Cali. That's okay. I didn't know that Cali about him taking swipes with the LDBC. I know a lot of them dudes do or have. I know I seen Trill Boxing 78 and Black Fight Fan had what's the cat they had on there? Was it Steve Camp? Nah, what's the cat with the ponytail, man, with the glasses? What's that cat name? I remember they had him on there. What's that dude's name again? Uh I forgot that boy name, but yeah, Dougie Fisher. They had him on there. You know what I mean? So, but at least he had the balls to go on there and speak his piece instead of saying, "I'm not going to talk to the to the or the demographic." Man, that just doesn't sit well with me, y'all. I'm sorry, man. The demographic. Oh, that's the new name for nigger. Okay, bet. Just say nigger, and I'll respect you more. Oh, you couldn't take the back. Oh, the backlash would be too harsh. Cowardice, man. If you ask me, but it is what it is, man. Oh, Curtis said he interviewed Doug Fisher as well, Dougie Fisher as well. And I see some people logged off when I start saying it, then saying nigger. But bro, it's the truth, y'all. Yeah, I can be smooth and laid back and talk about styles and everything, but man, it does come down to race, man. Whether we like it or not, y'all. It just is what it is, man. Foreman versus Liston. Ooh, teacher versus the pupil, man. The teacher versus the apprentice. Prime for prime. I'm gonna go with Big George based off what I seen him do in the Ron Lyle fight. I'm gonna go with Big George because he showed me if he does go down like that hard, like he did, he getting right back up. Whereas Liston, he seemed to get discouraged when he started to get dominated. Man, what was the cat that knocked him out face first? Oh boy, Jumbo. No, that's who Frazier fought with Jumbo. What's the fucking dude that knocked out Liston? Somebody, shit, I be forgetting a lot too, man. I'm pretty sure Curtis Anderson, somebody will tell me. The dude that caught Liston late in his career knocked him out face first. The dude I think was light heavyweight that was moving up. What was that cat's name? Um, I'm going Ali over two of y'all. I think y'all boxes him, wraps him up, walks him back, tie up his left hand. He'll talk shit to him, get him out of his game, pot shot him, and I think he's able to take his shots. What's the dude that knocked out Sonny Liston face first, y'all? His full name. I forget the dude's name, man. But I can see Foreman end up doing Liston like that. Because Liston won't be scared of the fight. He won't be scared of the fight. But I think they'll try to come out there and jab with each other. And then I think Foreman will just put his pressure on Liston, man. I think Liston will eventually falter. Radiant Smith says, mainly impressed by your prospect list. I appreciate that, bro. Some people come for different things. Some people come for the prospect list. Some people come to see me work on my heavy bag. Some people just want to hear me just be candid, like right now, and just talk and just be open. But I'm no reporter, man. That's one thing I don't try to do on my channel. That's why I like to go live more, so you can be more candid. Because I don't want to come across like I'm welcome to Mr. Boxing today. Today we're gonna. I'm not that, man. I'm not. I'm never going to be that. That's not what I'm inspiring to be. That's not me. You know what I mean? I'm like the dude at the fight party, just chopping it with you at the fight party. I just happen to be a little bit more knowledgeable than the average Joe. You know what I mean? But that's a perspective I like to come from. Camille, oh, what's good, man? Man, come on, y'all. Who's the dude that Sonny Liston got knocked out face first against, y'all? Who was it? Somebody said Martin. I forgot. Yeah, Leotis Martin. It was. Somebody did say Martin. I think it was Lala D that said Martin. Was it Lala? It was somebody that said Martin, but yeah, Leotis Martin. Yes. Yep. Okay, now I get why Blood said he couldn't remember his name for shit. Leotis Martin. There you go. Okay. I appreciate all y'all leaving that. But yeah, I see Big George leaving him like that, man, face first. Somebody been said Leotis Martin. Curtis, my man Kurt Anderson been said it. I wasn't looking. Haplotype, stop playing with me, man. Haplotype saying some hold on, what Haplotype say? He said Seth Mitchell versus Tommy Z. Bro, Tommy Z gonna get stretched out. Hey man, my father, when I was in Cali in last December, not this last time I went in August, but when I went for the Wilder fight, the Wilder Fury fight, he drove me past that gym. And I have a picture of the gym on my phone too. The gym that Wilder ran him out of. Um, when that shit took place, when Wilder came out there, Wilder came out there and confronted that dude, man. But Tommy Z, man, I know he got something mentally wrong with him, man. But that boy need to that man, that's like the king troll right there, man. But him trolling and got his ass whooped. I know there was one I seen the Floyd Mayweather seniors thing where them boys jumped in the ring and whooped his ass. I seen Wilder chase him down, try to man. Man, he is. God blessed him, man. That he did not get hit with one of them punches. Even though Wilder had the glove on backwards, one of them punches would have decapitated. I was scared that if had he hit him, his because when he was on the ground, Wilder was still trying to hit him. He's glad his head didn't snap back and hit that damn wooden floor, man. But there was one kid that he was in the talking shit to. You know how Tommy Z do? He talks shit, and this dude chased him by some weights. Like it was like a bench bar. It was like a whole bunch of weights where Tommy Z was so scared and frightened for his life. He's like running into the damn weight set almost fell on him. But this boy was whooping his ass. It was like I think the kid was Cuban probably. But this kid was whooping. I mean, he was is the great Martin Lawrence would say he whiz zipped Tommy Z's ass. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, stop playing Haplo. Oh, that's Charlie. I'm thinking of Charlie Z. My bad, y'all. Tommy Z. Charlie Z. I'm sorry, man. My bad, y'all. But yeah, but anyway, shit, fuck it. That's funny too. Yeah, the Charlie Z dude's a big ass troll though. But yeah. But I'm gonna go with Seth Mitchell though, man. I'm thinking of Charlie Z. Um no, I have not seen that Curtis Anderson. I need to look that one up, man. I never seen Leland Hardy versus Ike Padilla. I never seen that. Yeah, Danny, man. I'm thinking of Charlie Z, man. I'm tripping. Ooh, Roddy and Smith says Eddie Chambers versus James Toney. You know what, man? I think James Toney obviously is the greater fighter, but James Toney just has problems with those type of weird ass styles, man. Fights that I thought would have been kryptonite for James Toney, Chris Bird, Eddie Chambers type of guys. You know, um, those type, just the movement, pot shotting them, like he had troubles with Montel Griffin. He just has trouble with those weird styles like that, those awkward guy bending it down, or he won't be too aggressive with James. I mean, James to me was at his best when he fought dudes that were trying to be aggressive with him. If you're trying to be aggressive with him, like Barkley and Sam Peter, even though he lost the two Sam Peter fight, I thought he should have won the first one, but I thought Sam Peter definitely won the second one. Even knocked Tony down with a jab. Probably argued that it was footing, but uh, it's styles like that that give him problems, man. Them weird, awkward, counter punching type dudes. They always As great as JT is, man, he always had problems with that type of shit. I'm gonna go with Vlad over Briggs. But Vitaly already did a paint job on him. But I'm gonna go with Vlad. But let me get. I think my man. Let me see. I think it was my man Dan the man that asked me about Bo and Tyson. I'm gonna go with Tyson in that one. I think Bo would oblige. Eventually, I think he will oblige to fight Mike. I think he'll probably start off with a jab and all that. But I think he'll say, all right, motherfucker, you want to fight? Let's fight. Let's do it for Brooklyn. I think that he would fight. That's one thing about Riddick, man. Yeah, he will come out of shape and won't be disciplined at times, but he would fight. He wouldn't run. I don't remember no fights of him running from anybody. You know what I mean? Whether he was fighting the Atlantic City Express, Bruce Seldon, or he was fighting Tubbs, or he was fighting Holyfield, or even when he was getting punched in the nuts against Galata, he would still try to fight. And I think that he would fight Tyson. And I think that'd be his downfall. I think Mike could catch him. El Jefe was good, bro. Willer versus Canera. Man, probably two of the slowest heavyweights of all time. Um, I'm gonna go with Carnera on that one, man. But man, that shit looked like it would probably be fought in quicksand watching them two dudes fight. Holyfield Frazier. Whew. I'm gonna go with Evander. I think Evander has more to his game where he can probably win some rounds trying to box Frazier. And Evander is like James Toney. He's one of them dudes. He excels when you try to be aggressive with him. He wants you to be aggressive. It's like Evander went in there like wanting to prove something all the time. Like, you know what I mean? So he would want nothing more but for you to be aggressive and try to turn it up with him. And I think that would work in his favor against Frazier. And I think he would be able to tie. And from what I've seen, what Evander was able to do with a strong ass Mike Tyson, who I think was probably more physically stronger than Frazier. I think Frazier had the better motor than Mike. But I think as far as just physicality, like who that, I think. But Frazier has some thick ass calves and legs. He had a sturdy uh, foundation. You know what I mean? But I think Holyfield will be able to tie him up, walk him back, uh, meet him shot for shot, use his jab, move around a little bit. I think he had just different, more dynamics in his game. And I would favor Holyfield to beat Smoking Joe Frazier. Tua versus Ruiz. Ooh, that's a good one too. Well, I'm sure you're talking about Andy, right? Or are you talking about John? Are you talking about? Well, Tua already fought John Ruiz, right? He knocked him out. So obviously you're talking about Andy Ruiz. Let me put my damn thinking cap back on here. Man, I be tripping sometimes. So obviously you're talking about Andy, because Tua already laid out John Ruiz, ugly fashion. But I'm gonna go with Tua. I'm gonna go with Tua. As much as I like Andy, man, I think if there's anybody that will make him that will get his respect, it would be somebody like Tua. And I think Andy may probably want to jab a little bit and not move around, become Ali, but I think he'll probably be a little bit hesitant, and I think he would have some respect because he started to show AJ some respect later on in their fight for different reasons because it was just the length and just the length of the jab and him standing on the outside, and Ruiz looked like he ran out of ideas against AJ when he was moving like that. Um, I'm gonna go with Tua, man, and I think Tua probably fuck around and knock him out. If that left hook was able to, if AJ's left hook was able to catch him and drop him, could you imagine Tua having some clean shots, clear and clean shots at him? Both got good chins though. It could be like a decision type fight. I'm gonna go with Vernon Forrest over Camacho. You think Camacho will win? Camacho was hell in his prime. That guy was special. I think he'll have a trouble with Forrest jab, man. And what weight class would they meet at? Would like meeting like at welterweight or something like that? I mean, I think he'll have trouble with his jab. I think he's just bigger, stronger. I think he'll outbox him, keep him outside of that jab. And Camacho wasn't really known for like massive power punching. He wasn't like this super aggressive guy either. And I think Vernon will control him. He's just too big for him, in my opinion. Povetkin versus Ariola. I'm going with Povetkin over Ariola. Mike Tyson versus Joe Louis. I'm gonna go with Mike Tyson. over Smoking Joe, or I'm sorry, not Smoking Joe Frazier, but the Brown Bomber. I'm gonna go with Mike Tyson over Joe Louis. I think he'll just disrupt. You know, Lewis was a crafty guy, man. Good punching power. He was the master throwing short punches. Had a pretty good jab, but he left his hands down very low. And I see Mike Tyson just making him fight off the back foot and putting pressure on Joe, man, and getting him out of his comfort zone. Lala D says, "You think FA is ready for Joyce? Both slow, and I think Joe Joyce even slower. Yeah, I think it's about that time. I wouldn't mind seeing them fight." Capullo Torrentino says, "Parker versus Kalnacki." Man, if this was a year ago, I'll say JP in a heartbeat. But man, it's just depends what JP show up, bro. Now JP has shown that he can deal with some pressure because he was able to deal with Ruiz's pressure. I may still favor JP, man. I think he's just the more. I think he's technically better. I think he does have some good pop. I think he's better at putting combinations together. I just think Kaunowski just a mega pressure fighter who just eats punches. I'm still go with Parker. I'm gonna still go with Parker in that one. But sometimes Parker just worries me sometimes with not having dog in him, man. Neutral Natural says, he says Bakadir Jolalov versus Evgeny Romanov. I'm gonna go with Jolalov, man. Got the size. I think he'll be able to use his reach, use the right hand. We know Romanov wants. He's the For those of you wondering who he is, Romanov is the last guy to technically stop Wilder. He stopped him in the amateurs, but he's the guy in that footage that was dropping Wilder. I think it was like 2007 or something like that. He is rated highly by a few of the sanctioning bodies. Russian fighter, turned pro not too long, not too long ago, a couple years, whatever. It was been a year, 2 years, something like that. So he wants to come forward, come behind the high guard, shorter fighter, likes to make himself even shorter, wants to throw hooks, uppercuts, that type of guy. Joe Law, to me, I think, will use his size, fight him like a big man, wrap him up when he needs to, and based on their styles, he might can score a knockout. But hey, y'all, I gotta jump off here, man. I know I missed a lot of comments, but I was able to answer most of them. Um, I'm gonna jump off here, man. Probably try to go live tomorrow. I've been pretty consistent. I think I've been going live for like 8 days straight here, something like that, man. So if it's not tomorrow, definitely be the next day, if not tomorrow. But till next time, I know somebody cooking right now. I think is BFTB live right now. I know somebody probably cooking right now, man. But I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night, man. Y'all be good. Appreciate y'all showing up. I'm gone. Salute.